In this new I-129, they made a couple of changes. And the reason they made a couple of changes is because the new regulations, the final rules starting from January 17th, they are looking at some changes, looking at some new things. And to correspond and to conform to the new final rules, what USCIS has done is they've changed the I-129. They published a preview version, and in the preview version, they made some changes. And the major change that we see USCIS has made is now in every I-129, they're very, very clearly asking about the third-party work site. So if somebody is assigned to a client, upfront in I-129, they've added some data points where they're collecting information about the work site. They're specifically asking if it is a third-party work site. And if it is a third-party work site, they're upfront asking who's the entity that is maintaining or managing that work site. So what that means is tomorrow when USCIS officers are looking at the I-129s, upfront on the I-129, they will look at cases where somebody has a third-party work site, and they will look at cases where there is no third-party work site because the rules are different. And what to me that means is third-party worksite kind of cases probably will have more scrutiny, will have more burden. And the reason for that is the new rules, they clearly talk about client requirements. So the officers, I think, they need to analyze cases differently. So whenever there is a third-party worksite kind of a case, an end client, vendor, these kind of cases, they have to look at who the end client is, what are the requirements of an end client, and then based on that, they have to process the I-129s. So from a USCIS perspective, things have become a little bit more complex because now they have to look at all these things. But because of the new rules, that is what they will be doing. And from an adjudication perspective, from an employer perspective, from an employee perspective, you have to be ready, and you have to be ready with client letters. You have to be ready with vendor letters because USCIS is going to demand those documents because they need to know what the client requirements are. They need to know that it's indeed that client. So bottom line is there will be more scrutiny on the I-129 because of these changes that are happening to the form I-129, because of these additional questions about the third-party worksite, third-party client name, etc. on the I-129 going forwards. So definitely, if you don't have client letters, your cases probably more than likely will have increased scrutiny. You'll have challenges. You have to go back to your end clients. You have to ask them for documentation about confirming the job assignment, confirming the educational requirements, and so on. And if not, you will see more challenges. And from an operational perspective, you need to provide more supporting documents. Documents we didn't have to provide in the last 4 years are now having to be provided. So